Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and thank you all for your support. If you are new here, a special welcome to you. Today I'll be showing you how I make this moist, delicious coconut cake. I'll be using the paddle attachment of my stand mixer. I'm adding the butter. I will list the quantities of the ingredients in the description box. So I have sugar, eggs, sour cream, flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, vanilla extract, coconut milk, canned coconut milk, and coconut flakes. These ones are sweetened coconut flakes. You can use unsweetened if you don't want it to be very sweet. Please check the description box for the quantities of the ingredients. So here I'm just going to sift the dry ingredients together, the flour, the baking powder, baking soda, and salt, so that they combine well and also to get out any lumps. And I'm going to whisk them together to make sure they're really well combined and make sure they're airy. I decided to just add the shredded coconut. It's dry coconut. I just added to the dry ingredients. So I'm going to start beating the butter. I'll beat the butter until it's light and airy. That will take about 2 minutes. Sorry, I somehow didn't capture when I put the sugar. At this point, there's already sugar in the bowl. So now I'm beating the butter and sugar together until it's nice and light and airy. And then we're going to be using egg whites only, not the whole eggs. Even though when I was separating, a little bit of the egg yolks got in the egg whites, but it's not a big deal, so I'll just leave it like that. You could also use the whole eggs, but I've noticed that for this cake, when I use the whole egg, the cake is a little bit more dense, so heavy. So I prefer to use just the egg whites. I've used both. I've tried with the egg yolks, but it makes the cake really dense. So I decided to be using just the egg whites for this cake. So I've added the egg whites and I'm beating, and now the vanilla. Always remember to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl to make sure nothing is sticking. Now we'll add the sour cream. So we're basically adding most of the wet ingredients except the milk. For the milk, we're going to be alternating with the dry ingredients at the end. So I've beat the sour cream in very well. Now it's time to start alternating the dry ingredients and the milk. So I'll put about half of the dry ingredients, mix, and then add the milk. So it's coconut milk, canned coconut milk. It separates, so I kind of mix it before I add it, because the water stays at the bottom, so I mixed it so that it combines. So just kind of stir. It looks fast because I've sped up the video. At this point I'm just stirring. Then I put the last half of the dry ingredients and then stir until everything is well combined. And now I'm just going to do a last stir with the spatula. So the spatula just helps to scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl very well and make sure everything is well combined. And I'm going to prepare my pans. I have two 8-inch cake pans. I'm using a brush with some butter to oil the bottom and sides of the pans. Then I'm going to add some flour to coat the bottom and sides of the pans very well so the cake doesn't stick. That way it's easier to release the cake when it's done. So you can either weigh the batter or just kind of measure it to make sure the batter is equal in both pans. So I just used my measuring cup to divide the batter into the two pans, just so that your layers are even. If you're just making it at home to eat, you might not bother much about that. But if it's for an order or to make a layer cake, it will be good for the layers to be even. And then I tap the pans on the counter to get out excess air. and I preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and the cakes baked for about 32 minutes, because I set it for 35 minutes, but then I checked it, well, it was like 33 minutes, because I checked it 2 minutes to the end of the time and it was ready. So the cakes baked for about 33 minutes. So depending on the size of your pans and the amount of butter in them, the time might be slightly different. You can see how soft the cakes are. So I let them cool in the pan before I turn them out into a plate. So I'm just gonna ice the cakes with some cream cheese frosting that I have at home. The cake is just for home consumption, so I'm not doing any fancy decoration. I just want to ice it a little bit and cut into it so you can see how moist and soft it is. Loaded with coconut flavor. Another thing I forgot to mention is you can also add coconut extract or coconut flavoring just to enhance the coconut flavor more, because I used just coconut milk and the coconut flakes. It still has coconut flavor, but if you want it even more intense, you can add coconut flavoring. You can add both the vanilla and the coconut flavoring. I'll just lightly ice it. I like the cream cheese frosting because it has a little bit of a tang, like it's not as sweet as American buttercream. It pairs very well with the coconut cake. I'm just going to add some more coconut flakes on the top and on the sides for the border to make it look good and also enhance the coconut flavor. I like the texture when you're eating the cake, it bites into those coconut flakes. It's good. So now I'm just going to cut it so you can see how it looks inside. I promise you it's very moist and delicious. Not too sweet, and as I said, for the coconut flakes you can use unsweetened. I just used what I have on hand. Sometimes I use the unsweetened ones so that it doesn't add to the sweetness of the cake. I'm going to leave all the ingredient quantities in the description box. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please comment, like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much and bye for now. Yeah, I'm just tasting it and it's so good. Oh, are you still here? Thanks for sticking around though. Bye and see you in my next video.